So anyways, what we're doing out here is we're going to stretch the rope of the new winch. That's something you're supposed to do when you get a new winch. You can't just start using it. You got to stretch it first. And what that does is it makes the rope tight on the drum. So like, let's say if I didn't stretch it and I went to use it to rescue somebody or whatever, and I only removed the rope or only pulled the rope out about halfway, then what's going to happen is the loose rope that's already on the spool, it can start to bunch up and intertwine and damage the rope. So what we're going to do is, I'm parked about 80 feet from a tree, and I'm going to wrap my tree saver around this base of this tree right here, and then I'm going to run the rope obviously from the winch to the tree saver, and we'll just pull the Jeep in neutral and let it spool back up, and that'll tighten everything up. So let's get it set up. Okay, first thing I want to do here is put this here on free spool. So I just turn it like that and it pops into place, and now I can detach my hook. This will be able to be pulled out. And I also have this strap that OpenRoad supplies with your winch, and I'll put this here. I can't do that with one hand, but I'm going to put that on there, grab my gloves, and I'm going to pull this to the tree. So what you want to do is pull your rope out to where there's about 5 rows of rope still on the spool. I've heard a lot of different numbers on this. Warren says 10. OpenRoad says 5. So you know what? I'm going to do 7, and we'll go with that. Now, ideally, I would like this tree to be at ground level. It's actually going to be around 4.5, 5 feet above the ground, but I think we're all right. And the Jeep is on a little bit of a downhill, so I'll have that weight pulling against it, which is good. Now, OpenRoad also offers accessories for their winches. This is their tree saver strap right here. Very nice. I don't know how long this thing is. It looks pretty long, but I'm going to wrap that around this tree right here and get it set up. Got a little strap on here to hold it together. Okay. Preferably, I'd like it to be just like that. Yeah, look how long that thing is. That is like 10 feet. Yeah, that'll work. All right, so I'm gonna back the Jeep up a little bit to spool out some more of the rope. You can see it's getting tight. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so we got about 7 loops of rope around the winch. So I think that's a good starting point. Show you here. So you can see here the rope goes from naked to having like a black covering right there. I'm not sure what that's all about, but I think that's telling you, yeah, you don't want to go beyond that. Anyhow, let's hook up the controller. One thing you want to do, make sure you re-engage the winch. See right here. Turn it like that till it snaps. Ready to go. So the controller just plugs in over here on the passenger side. Right there. And now I can take this and I can either stand outside the vehicle and let it just pull along, or sometimes people like to get into the driver's seat and control it from there. I'm just going to give it a little test here and slack out the rope. There we go. All right, I'm going to choose to be inside the Jeep for this because don't close your door all the way, you'll pinch your line. I'll just bring it in through the window here. Because you want your Jeep to be in neutral, obviously. And if it's in neutral and something happens to the line, your Jeep's gonna roll away. All right, so release the parking brake. Jeep's in neutral. Oh, make sure your motor's running because you want that to feed extra juice to your winch. And I'm gonna go about 6 feet and then check the line to make sure it's feeding smoothly. Okay, I'll put the 4-wheel drive into neutral also, just because I don't know if that could have an effect on this. Foot off the brake. Nice and slow. It's definitely a slow process. Sometimes maybe rev your motor up to around 2,000 RPM, just because. Okay, parking brake on, put it back in park. That's about 6 feet. Make sure it's spooling up good. Yeah, looks like it's spooling up perfectly. So, all right, let's keep going. Put on the brake, put it in neutral, turn off the e-brake, let your foot off the brake. Here we go. I'll go another 6 feet and then I'll check it again. Now I've seen guys do this on a flat land, and what they do is they actually click the e-brake, maybe 2 or 3 clicks just to kind of put a drag, put more pressure on the rope. All right, let's check it again. All right, still feeding perfectly. Let's keep on going. Now another thing you can do is turn your steering wheel left and right to help feed the rope on your hub, perfectly. So far I'm just keeping my wheels straight because everything's working great. All right, she's spooling up perfectly. Keep on going. All right, so I'm about 11 feet from where the black here starts on the rope to my Jeep. And what you want to do is you want that to be about 6 feet. You'll just hand reel in the last 6 feet and be good to go. You may have noticed I just lay a towel over my rope here. I don't have one of those dampening devices, so threw that on there. So let's bring this in to about 6 feet from the end and then we'll finish it off. Another thing I did was the Jeep started to get up to here, which is more flat. So to put a little more tension on the rope, I took the e-brake and I pulled it up 3 clicks, and that added a little more tension to the rope just to keep it tight. Just pull the e-brake a little bit harder. You can see how the rope started to get a little bit of slack in it. So just pull your e-brake till that slack goes away and you should be good to go. All right. Keep your motor running until you get your rope all the way back in. Slack the rope out just a little bit so I can unhook it from the tree saver. Good. Okay. Go ahead and pull on the rope just to give it some tension as you reel it in by hand. Let's take this off so it's not flapping in the wind. Right there. There you go. Done.